Hi, my name is Jason Fong, SO4, and today we're going to talk to you about the basic tools that you'll use to do maintenance on your airsoft guns. Right, so in front of me, I have just the basic stuff. There's thousands of tools that you can use. There are bushing pullers, there's spring-loaded tweezers, there's a bunch of stuff that I do not have here today with me. But these tools that I have, you can do everything on your airsoft gun using. So we're going to start from left to right. The first tool we have here is a Longshot Phillips head screwdriver. This screwdriver is good for when you're trying to get screws that are in your buffer tubes or in the full stocks of your guns, as they are located way up here, which your standard screwdriver will not be able to reach. Second tool is your standard flathead. This tool is very good if you got to tap something out or if you got to pry something open. And then we have the two main screwdrivers. These here are Phillips heads. One size is a 2.0 and the other is a fine tip. These two screwdrivers you can pretty much just leave at your tech table because the average screw in your airsoft gun will be one of the two. We have two pairs of pliers, needle nose, and I have an angled type. This is good for when you're pulling a spring off a tap-head plate or you're pulling a spring out of inside your mech box. It's really good to get inside something. I have a terminating screwdriver. Good for if you have to scrape away some grease or glue, or you know, it's handy. When you're taking off barrel nuts, these tools are used to really properly tune them off. Tapping them with a flathead screwdriver and a hammer is not the way to go. And then we have our electronics kit, which is very handy because it comes with an array of multi-tools as seen here. In particular, the main tool I like is this one here. It allows you to change depending on which piece you want to use. And also it has a turnable top, which allows you to conveniently turn screws out with one hand. A set of Allen keys, you're going to need two standards. You're going to need SAE and you're going to need metric. And finally, it's always good to have a magnet because you never know when you drop something or a spring pops off or you need to hold something in your mech box. I just have an AEG motor here, but you can just use any standard magnet. When we are working inside our gearbox, there's a number of greases, lubricants, few additives that I usually use. I like crazy glue when you're putting in a sorrel pad. Crazy glue is really good because it kind of cures pretty quick. And then for greases, I use a combination of greases and lubricants because through a lot of trial and error, I have found that some greases that are said to be gear grease really bind up your gearbox. So I have a modified gear grease here. This gear grease I have tried on gears and I find it jams up or increases resistance on your gears. So I use the white lithium grease, which also allows me to see if there's a terrible amount of wear and tear from the black tinge that will be left on the grease. And last of all least is the 50 CPS AEG pure silicone oil. I use that inside the cylinder just a little bit just to lubricate the inner cylinder. Also, it's good to have some pipe fitters tape here. If you have any air seal problems, this tape is the key. Mostly on the cylinder head, you just wrap it around, you're good to go for your air seal. You no need to buy super expensive cylinder heads. This is a pretty simple quick fix. There's a lot of parts, a lot of information in these videos. If you have any questions, please leave them in the bottom in the comment section. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching.